Are we live? Alright, let's do this. Let's do this. Oh yeah, tell me where you're from in the chat. Gonna do this 7-4 if we can. 7-8, it's a really hard thing to play now. It makes your brain all confused if you try to do it. Hi from California, hello from Norway. Hi from Sweden, from France and Netherlands. From Constance, oh yeah. Who else is here? Sylvio's in the chat right now. Virginia, USA, Hessen, oh. Who else have we got? Oh, and Smith is here on the Discord Twitch thing. Who else is there? Arpad Basic, hello from Hungary. Hello from Massachusetts, from the tropical far north Queensland, Australia. Hello, nice, hey guys, says Alice Neg. That's great. Sarah Elder is from Gola. Oh hey, what are we gonna do? Sybil is, Isabel is there, over there. Bryce Chaubehet ads. Sorry for the ads, I really gotta turn them off. I just forgot how. Maybe I will get to that by the end of the day. I don't know if I'll really do it, no. Hello from Poland. Let's lay down some background vocals. From the Faroe Islands, it's 12:30 a.m. here. Hello from Canada, from the Czech Republic, all too near. Hello from Texas, working from home, so I'll mainly just be listening. That's okay, Jenna Larson, the Mamgoosian. Hello from Lancashire, that's a thing that I know. Hi from Tamil Nadu. Today we're gonna do some things. We're gonna watch that one video that I made. It's called More Than Birds. It is a little absurd. It tells about how all the dinosaurs became all little birds. At least the ones that still survive, the others that didn't die. Cause a lot died when a huge asteroid came from the sky. That's okay, we still got birds today. Spinosaurus, we just found that it's aquatic with a huge tail. Oh, you are right, mate. Greetings from the UK. Hello from Hamburg, yeah, Modzio 131. I'm doing pretty good today. In Czech Republic, that's what we're talking about. In the Discord, why don't you go there? If you haven't, then check it out. Cause in the Discord right now, there is a daily discussion about what kind of new discoveries there have been recently. And it would be really good to get your input, so we can all update ourselves to what's happening right now. Terrific DJ says, love you dude. Thank you Snubby J's in the chat. Snubby J, real cool. Invented a new instrument called the rimba tubes. Groovin' dude. Oh, that's what we gonna sing about today. 7-4, Simonic is over there. Tasmonic says, hey, what is it for? We got Green's house. We hear our cats and dogs in the doghouse. I eat apples and snacks. I don't know what that means. What have dino brains? I don't know, it's insane. Green's house got all the way. Nithin Raj always wants to sing about planes. I don't really know much about planes. Nithin Raj, maybe you should tell me how to do it someday. They say it's not cool not to be eaten. Hi from Texas, John White, yeah, why don't you tweet it? We have a bunch of baby and dinosaurs in our yard. And we're just like you raise chickens, that's pretty hard. Actually, I guess it's probably the easiest kind of bird to raise, 'cause we've been domesticating them all of the days. Oh yeah. Melissa Gavin says sing about lava. What do I know about it? I know it's not magma. But do I really care what it's called when it comes out of the earth? Either way, it's a super shiny rock, shining and smoking with crazy radiation, black spotty spectrum, it's good, super hot. Oh. 7-4 is hard to rap over. All your instincts of freestyling are taken off and converted into something else. Mega, what? Inace has a new video about cool magic airplane windows. Yeah, I saw that, but I haven't seen it yet. Oh, dead. How do organic LEDs work? I haven't looked it up yet. I imagine it's not organic, like having little bugs inside. Probably just an organic molecule taking your life for a ride. But someone tell me if that is right, so I can get an OLED screen on my phone tonight. I don't know how it works. I know it's individual pixels turning on and off. That's why the blacks on those phones are so much better than the other ones. Oh, MBJ says 7-4 is legit. Yeah, that's what it is. Tough dog, they too cool to quit. Love you, heart. Your many trophies, oh thank you, Christoph Nagy, that's what we're saying. And Smith, what a beautiful road you have in your profile picture now. Gotta rock it now, never gonna slow down. Paleontologists are dusting away. Yeah, that's what they discovered the other day. That spinosaurus had a really paddle-like tail. We always thought that it sat on its two hind legs. Now we find it's got some really stubby legs and a big crocodilian tail to go through the lakes. Chomp fish underwater with its crazy sharp teeth. Whoa. Nithin Raj wants a meme review. I don't know about you, but if you wanna do that, better go in the Discord and make better things, lots of memes. And then I'll check back and see if there's enough that I can do this on the stream. Green's house has a moth on my right. You know why moths are attracted to light. I don't know if anyone knows, there's a theory that the orient themselves to the moon at night so they can fly in a straight line. Oh no. But that means that if there's another artificial light source, they always tries to stay perpendicular to it. And if you try to stay perpendicular to something that you are passing, you're gonna go up in a circle and you're never gonna get away. Moths are dumb, what can I say? Ninga Vera level dude, I don't know what that means. Alfian is hungry, oh in quarantine. I think I gained diabetes type 3 after 4 weeks in quarantine. Molly, I don't think type 3 is that a thing. I only knew of 1 and 2 and that's it, but maybe I'm wrong on the stream. Hey, oh. Oh yeah. And we got a little background. Could have had a model without a scalar feet. Symmetry requires no mass, so we break it with the Higgs. Could have had a model without a scalar feet. Symmetry requires no mass, so we break it with the Higgs. Could have had a model without a scalar field. Symmetry requires no mass, so we break it with the Higgs. Could have had a model, could have had a model, could have had a field without a scalar field. Requires no mass, oh, so we break it with the Higgs. Could have had a model, could have had it, could have had a model without a scalar, without a scalar. Requires no mass, so we break it with the Higgs. Could have had a, there's a collider under Geneva, reaching new energies that we've never achieved before. Finally, we can see with this machine a brand new data peak at 125 GeV. See how muons and vector bosons fuse, muons and gamma rays emerge something new. There's a collider under Geneva, making a particle that we've never seen before. Complex scalar, elusive boson, escape detection at the left pentavitron. One solution, spontaneous symmetry breaking. We could have had a model, we could have had a model though, without a scalar field, without a scalar field. Symmetry requires that you don't have a mass, so we break it with the Higgs. Could have had a model. Roll your value to minimal potential. Break your SU2 down to massless mode. Into mass field of gauge bosons they go. For me, I sink it like skids into snow. Could have had a model, could have had a model. Model. We could have had a model. Could have had a model. Could have had a model without no mass. not a scalar field, but symmetry requires no mass, so we break it with the Higgs. Could have had a motto. So, welcome to the live stream today. That was a fun one. I might clip that and put it on the put it on Instagram or something, because I think that was the most. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm probably gonna do Rolling in the Deep in 7/4 from now on, because that was like better than everything. But every version of it that I've done that. Can you maybe not do that? Is that referring to me? Is that a guess? Oh, Green's House spam in the chat. Yeah, Green's House. Maybe don't just put random words in the chat, if that's okay. You know, if you've got something to say, you know, like say the whole thing, and then we can see it, because it's even if you're trying to say something coherent, it's impossible to tell what you're saying if it just goes by day after day after day. And that's no worries. The Mamgoosian has felt sleepy and miserable all day, but Tim's woken me up and made me dance. Cool. There needs to be more 7/4 dances. You know, I understand sometimes in chats with more people, there's so many things flying by that you just want to spam. Like, but there's like 1,000 people on, then you just spam all the time so that you can be seen. But this is a small group. We got like 50 people, so you know things go by. I see him if you say him once. What's the equation on your shirt? The equation on my shirt is this. It's the standard model of particle physics, about which I was singing recently, just now. It's a very simplified. It's the sort of the most simple version you can have. This is the Lagrangian of particle physics. This represents all the forces. This represents all the matter. This represents the interactions between the what is this? The interactions between the Higgs field and matter. This is and this is just the Higgs field itself. I have to like look at myself to make sure I'm typing the right thing, saying the right things. But yeah, so like the actual version, if you go on like the Rolling in the Higgs video, you'll see the more written out one. That one's a condensed one. The actual standard model, with like Lagrangian, takes pages and pages and pages if you want to write it all out long form. But you know, you simplify. This is how you do math. You have some sort of complex concept and you simplify it with notation, and then you simplify that with notation, and then you simplify that with notation, and then you simplify that with notation, and eventually you get to something as simple as like f squared or something, right? I really liked that chord pattern. That was a good chord pattern. Did you know that theoretically there are particles containing 5 quarks? Yeah, I think didn't we find a pentaquark at the LHC? Isn't that didn't they see a pentaquark? Or is it still not sure? Somebody tell me. That's a thing that if it's true, you should put it in the in the Discord, because here's what's going on in the Discord today. We're sharing discoveries that have happened recently in science that we know about. So do that. Yeah. Who's calling me? Oh, a friend is calling me, but I'm going to have to call her back later on, unfortunately. Because we got a stream to do. Pentaquark, hashtag Pentaquark. Yeah, I mean, like the even weirder things in pentaquarks. Like it wouldn't be surprising if there are pentaquarks, because there are triquarks, which are, baryons. And Christoph, you don't have Discord. Well, make a Discord. It's not that hard. You just you click the link down there that says come to the Discord, and then it'll be like put in a username, and you put in a username, and then you're done. So, you can do that. Or once we get in the daily discussion, you can just put it in the chat, and then I'll probably see it anyways. But yeah, go and see if we've discovered pentaquarks yet, Christoph, because I don't know. But anyways, yeah. The daily discussion later is gonna be, do you know any cool discoveries that have happened recently? Especially ones that would be worthy of an a cappella science video. But, you know. What are we gonna do? Let's do a song. We should do it. Okay, we're gonna do a song, but in a different style, like we just did. So, I want song suggestions, and I also want style suggestions. Just throw them out there, and we'll pick two that sound like they could be fun, and we'll see that. I don't want to do Started from a Bottom. I don't really like that one, to be honest. And I don't remember the words. But smooth jazz. Oh, okay. So we got CRISPR-Cas9 waltz style. Messing with the meters again. Oh man. Okay. More circus styles. Evo Devo power ballad. I kind of like that one. Whole New Worlds in country. We got heavy metal, punk rock, country vegetables, dark country, nanobot, and reggae. Oh, I like that one too. I think I'm gonna do that one. I think I'm gonna do nanobot and reggae. Because that just tickles me. I think we could do it. Oh yeah. Which ones are which? To plan a nanobot, map out the molecules to span a nanobot. Add on the motors used to man a nanobot. Signals to talk with a commander, software and logic jammer, programmed in and beginning your pentarctal movement. The thermal storm room temperature systems are always moving. Your system's moving, pieces and links you give a limit. The states it can as it'll randomly shovel through them. Now force it with the right view. Ordered and energetic, a bias in the setup, planning it to be through. The cycle analytic, but worked low. Nanobot, so burn your nanobot. We step to the opposite, hold down the nanobot. Various free energy expenditure will not. To let it burst and then to catch it, and through the door and latch it. A ratchet nanobot. Yes, see you've activated these new gadgets, damn. Next I see you handle informatics spam. Nano info one, all the structure of a cache or RAM. Switches of the way to data save and plan. Never chemically, or chemically, or electrically. Add a probability, make a little more deep the decisional tree. If you need a calculator, how be? Logic case like A not B. So you get a yarn that's key. And you get a photon as a reading plan your nanobot. With the info scanner nanobot. Reading and writing coded data that a lot. Do as you program it, uttering automatic. Oh, nano, woo. Doesn't that look like I am a nanobot. Oh, doesn't that look like? Oh, doesn't that look like? Oh, doesn't that look like? Oh, I am a nanobot. I am a nano. I am a nanobot. I am a nano. I am a nanobot. Yeah, I mean, that was definitely, it was probably a little fast for, that was more ska than it was reggae, I will admit. And then it kind of like, I would say that, yeah, the only place where it hit electro swing was that, like one of the main differences between electro swing and like ska and reggae, other than the speed, because my general feeling is that like you know, electro swing is like sped up swing, right? So there's that like there's like a swing in the background. It's really hard to do that at the same time. But you're right that like the reggae would probably be like, right, and whereas that was more ska, I think. But the one place that the reason it probably sounded like electro swing was that I had seventh chords. And generally, ska and reggae stick to major and minor. So there you go. That's the thing. Do you wanna do it? That was fun. Let's do another one. Just roll the dice again. Evo Devo as heavy metal. Oh man, if I was gonna do metal, I'd have to. We could try to do Evo Devo as heavy metal, but I would need to plug in the guitar. I don't actually have a patch cable to plug in the guitar right now, because both of my patch cables are taking this from a thing. But I'd have to have the guitar to do that, I think. So, I mean, we could try to do it with the, we could do like voice riffs. Yeah, let's just try to do heavy metal, but like we'll just have to use the megaphone setting on here and like my voice, and then okay. Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can do it. This might be a little more. I don't like that. It's too cheesy. Alright. What are we doing? Hey. See, what's the debate and decide on 1,000 feet? Did you ever figure how they know? Yeah, we are built of ideas combined in a planned out way. Each new piece must be told where to go. Oh, now there's a science helping us to understand how the children go, they take attention plan. Signaling each other with genetic tools. Oh yeah, wow, phenotype the interface of mouse and man. Genetic fires in the cell program. What then are these printers who can cause and break code? Evo, Devo, looking at the logic in the ways that we grow. Every gene directed by a signal key code. Buzzing the connectivity and has to be told. Evo, Devo, signals are controlled by other genes that signal. Calculating and know what never is though. Where the heart and the fear and the heart to be go. Cinematic tells each region what it ought to be, yo. The seconds that he's living upon, they're older than the video. Who's going in a very in a crucial path they change is gonna get torpedoed. Where they go, calamity goes, as a psychotic sheep knows. See now they pass it like a domino, like you and I Chrysomino. The path that makes us obstacle was laid a long time ago. Back before we blew up the Cambrian and the K-pop bomb. How I pretend to make you stay out of your bomb. And had to get its relatives like Indian and Sonic. So I'm set up in the gradient to sequence embryonic. Before reason nature makes a press up in the body. Living on genetics, speeches and logic. From Devo to Evo, and out to the Brio. But they don't evolve in the gene to the genome. Given the mutation and the regulation. The building blocks is what the regulation. From Devo to Evo, and the alter egos. Alone evolved to repeat in the schema. Switch a couple bases in the proper places. You watch flies grow legs out of your faces. Oh yeah, stick around for money since this is the sequel. Only by combining get a new theory grow. Evolution and development to egos. Evo, Devo, signal trigger patterns and complexity. So changes of the changes of a signal ego. Gives a modular rhythm a way to evolve. Oh, signal mapping tells each region what it ought to be, yo. second that is the better fun. The video. Whoa. Get a culture bad way changes, get a kids on Peter. Where they go, many goes. Cause it's a coming sheep nose. Evo, Devo. This is how we go from single cells to people. Every generation in a life primeval. Life and variations of the time beautiful. Bada boom, Devo the evil. Power the mosquito. Power the evolve and routine to the genome. Whoa. It's a love to so. Evo, Devo. Whoa. Whoa. It's a declining people. Evo, Devo. Oh, that was pretty good. That got really disturbed going on there. That either warmed up or wrecked my voice. I'm honestly not sure which one. Yeah, there was like I put a lot of compression on my voice. I don't think I wrecked it too much. I can tell when I'm wrecking my voice, and that I don't know. It hurts a little bit, but it's okay. I like I don't like that one in the loop. Yeah. Man, I haven't done like metal singing in quite a while. Okay. Hey, what do we want this in? There was someone who said power ballad, but I think they said Eva Diva was a power ballad, so we could do a power ballad, but it would be a different one. What would be good? Nerds Manifesto as a country song. I have no idea how that would work. It would take forever. It would take a very, very long time to do that because country is so much slower. Unless we did like a we could do something like that. Yeah, okay. Hold on.
Hold on, didn't get it.
This one's not going to sound much like the original. I got a lyrical proclivity, special like relativity, general knack of physics, incredible rap ability, feeling me. No match, dragging virility, I'm physically intimate, yo, cause physics is enemy. The cold open, nerds concerned, the whole boat from the soft spoken. When talking open, to get your nose broken. It's no joking, I'm not hoping of late ride. Just throwing a rope if you got no hope to hang tight. Dang right, I know what high school life is like. Can't fight when every bully is twice your height. Turning the pages fascinated up late nights. But ain't worried cause other girlies don't think your weight's right. But stay bright, little nerdling. And when the hard part's done, you got a world on a string. Brave a home as a hobby, your return as a king. Cause modern life is brain boxing and you're Lord of the Ring. It goes nerds. Yeah, hi. Last name saving juniors' lives, nerds. I can't remember the words to the nerds. Oh, nerds. Nerds. Oh. What is the second verse? How does it start? Someone give me the first line of Nerds. The second verse. Do the third verse. If no one knows it. Because I don't remember it. I'm losing it. Oh, right. I'm repping nerd rights because we're hotter than thermite, sharper than every pencil at the start of the term. May I suggest next to any text to nerd rights that Hollywood gossip porn is born like a termite. Nerd the greats from Shakespeare to Cape Fear, Oscadom.com, bubbles in your great beer. Engineers made a mention here, but turn attention and stress into a professional career. Yeah, we learn to be relentless. So whether you're a chemist, a banner of medicines, or a dental hygienist, Anderson, theatrical, dietetics, so let us get up and represent. You know the world has got a nerd fetish. All you geeks in the closet living secretly. I see you sneaking nature docs on the BBC about how to take pride in our legacy. Cause it's a brand new world, 51 Pegasus nerds. And there with Dr. last name saving Junior's lives it goes. You think great text can have great sex? Study Wikipedia pages and type in latex. Kept you right on a hundred like a paragon. Sign up to keep you hubble buffing while you slither in. I never got to be fly as a kid, but my vocabulary gave me sick rhymes to spit. Yo, I study science, grew up to be a rhyme sayer. Minnesota connection, one of a kind. See you pumping iron, I'm pumping irons through this bilayer. You can't abide the smile, and if you try player, mind greater than a giant kind of land snail. Sign theta when I'm answering my fan mail. Rhymes get under your skin just like a hangnail. Wits make you dizzy, better hold on to the handrail. I studied science. Wait, is it? Oh, I know my limits, that's what. I know my limits, so don't you try to limit me. Won't be a derivative, spitting back what you're giving me. What matters is understanding patterns and symmetry, so I'll be integrating your factual data lyrically. OMG, so OP, these NERDs got the ATP to defeat all you NPCs. LCD to your CRT, TNT to your TMZ, ICBM to your TNT, cause we're explosive like cesium, like burning magnesium. Know to you like amoebas enveloping paramecium, fighters right in our element, a night in Elysium. The battle on them until we make it look easy, hun. You think this is easy, well how about we face off? Ignoring laboratory procedure, you blow your face off. Just keep your He-Man stats in your gray skull, cause gray matter is power, that's the power of gray skull nerds. If you ever took band or theater, take a bow to the haters and say calculator. Appreciate this high tone. How would you would die without your iPhone? Two nights and not the trifecta. Kneel before the mighty pocket protectors. Oh, do nerds. Oh, do nerds. Oh, do nerds. Oh, that was fun. How's my voice doing now? I think the voice is starting to feel the metal. Starting to feel what I did with the metal in the previous one. I mean, if that was ragtime, yeah. Because if I did like a slow country, it would just take years, you know. I could have done it. It could have done it straight instead of I swung it. I could have done it straight, like doom chicka doom chicka doom chicka doom chicka doom chicka doom chicka doom doom. Like I hear the train a coming, it's rolling round the bend. Someone was people are giving me super chats. Thank you, Shamil. Thank you, Souljo1, and thank Catherine for your sweet stickers that you've given me. That's really sweet. Slow country and traffic time. If only I had like a Hawaiian guitar. Do 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 do. Nah, I don't want to do. I don't want to do another country one. I did one country. I'm gonna do Molecular Shape of You, but it's electro swing. I mean, this almost works as a caravan talus. Oh wait, I messed it up. Start again. Yeah. I gotta do that one later.
But
Put that on. It's gonna take some work.
oh man, I missed things.
Try to sum up electrons come and go. Stay at the stage of a matter, feel the follows an equation that you wrote. Schrodinger part of the whole equation with just the inside. See when it expands. Now I get the cool dominant in with the proton. Watch them start to dance. Started doing psycho proton. Feel your touch. Zero potential dip down, pulling on me. But I'm not falling indeed. Now that would break uncertainty. Say, oh, electrons prove too much. Put on your base and put that orbit on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with stage with you. To the stage of the quantum rules. And when the one approaches to take a bite at the bonding. Just hydrogen is a rule. It's found in nature as H2. Energy can figure break a molecule. Diatomically bonding. High, low, high, low, high, low, high. Diatomically bonding. High, low, high, low, high, low, high. Diatomically bonding. High, low, high, low, high, low, high. Diatomically bonding. Energy can figure break a molecule. When number does its shape, they one half spin. Look, give a lift on the twin. Went up and down in the ground state. Doesn't be hard to put a generosity. The second child can be filled with need. I ain't the best, but I've been with 1,000 middle families that come into play. It's a cover with 60, there ain't nothing tricksy, but we're gonna make some method today. With hydrogen and psycho atoms, I feel your touch. Come on, your electrons bugged out, put it on me. Come on now, sit around me. A hybridized 2sp3, say, oh, carbon, here's our touch. Better when I would burn from 7 degrees. Come on now, follow our lead, come on now, follow our lead. But the girls take the shape they do. Combine the states of the quantum rules. Like when the shell goes SP2. Super pi double bonding. That's why they can stay a purview. Spread it in the molecule. Diatomically bonding. High, low, high, low, high, low, high. Diatomically bonding. High, low, high, low, high, low, high. Diatomically bonding. High, low, high, low, high, low, high. Diatomically bonding. Come on with me, baby, come on. 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 Everybody sing along. Come on with me, baby, come on. 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 Come on with me, just the shape of you. Body base of residues. Like RNAs, ACGU. Get the hydrogen bonding. Peptides, pick a chain and group. With beta plate sheets and corkscrews. It's a secondary thing. Come on with me, baby, come on. Come on with everybody. Come on with me, baby, come on. Come on with me, baby, come on. Come on with me, baby, molecules in the shape of you. Go take the shape of you. Yours take the shape of you. Take a doll in the shape of you. Molecules in the shape of you. Yeah. Oh, that was fun. I enjoyed that one. I think that was a pretty effective electro swing, right? The bass is hard to do. It's better. I knew. I'm a chemical machine. It's better. I knew. Well, we've been doing this for an hour. That was 160 BPM. Yeah. That's electro swing for you, right? It's super weird. K-pop version of takes. I mean, what's to do a K-pop version of Take Exams? I would just do Take Exams and then like do fake Korean, which I feel like would not really serve anybody. I don't think. But yeah, if you've never heard that particular genre, that's what electro swing sounds like. Like K-pop is just pop. It's not like there's something like they've kept the boy band girl band approach a little more, but mostly K-pop just is pop that is, you know, has a particular aesthetic and is made in Korea, you know. Whole New World's power ballad. That's not even different. I mean, like I guess the other parts would be different, but the last one, a whole new world, that is a power ballad, isn't it? I think we're gonna do some. We're gonna watch. I don't know. Should we? Yeah, we're gonna. Let's go watch this video. I think we're gonna go and do that. We're gonna watch some. Hey, look. Let's switch over to this view, where it's us. Oh, I still got work from home up from yesterday. So today we're gonna. I apologize to those of you who were here for that and now don't want to do this. But is it just here in the sidebar? Let's see if I get recommended my own video. Yeah, there we go. More than birds. Okay. All right, there we go. It looks boring being over here. Let's escape from that. Okay. So we're gonna watch More Than Birds together today. We're gonna comment on it. I don't know how much I'm gonna have to say about it because this was another one of those videos that I feel like I don't know a whole heck of a lot more than is in the video itself. I guess one of the things that like it's just not a super big area of specialty for me. So it's not like this isn't something that I like researched for years. It was an idea that I had, and because I knew that birds were dinosaurs, and I thought it was cool. Why should we watch this? You don't have to, Souljo One. You can take off and do whatever you want. Yeah. So I guess one thing I can point out maybe as things go on is like more about like how what exactly are the mechanisms by which things become the way that that dinosaurs became bird-like, because it looks like there was particular mechanisms for it, and I don't know how much I get into that. This is more like the way this is more just about the actual fact of it. But I guess let's just start it off, and we'll see what I think about to commentate as we go. So this is, if you don't know the song, it's Extreme, More Than Words. I decided there's a version of More Than Words by of Naturally Seven, who are great a great 7-man a cappella group. They had a viral video on an airplane that you might have seen, or maybe on a train, I can't remember. But their version was very influential to the arrangement of this version. But this one, you know, I'm trying to do some crunchy jazz chords and stuff. I got 7 voices. So it's a little bit of an homage to them. Hey, there's me. So the filming of this, like I don't really have a setting. This is why these are all the same chair, which you could probably tell. And I was just doing this in the basement where I film things, and the camera was actually really close to me, which I didn't realize would be a problem. But when people come to sit down, I like leaned towards the camera, and my head kept getting huge, so there was a lot of like messing with the scale of things as I sat down in post, just so it wouldn't look super weird. But here's like, I think this came from a Peter Hollins. This idea came from a Peter Hollins video where he does a similar thing where like he starts with one person in a church pew, and then slowly like different versions of them come from different sides. It's a nice way to start, like build it up. Just me. I look a little awkward, but hey.
Pigeons and doves coo. They're not 2 birds, but one from a deeper view.
So that's a thing. I mean, right there. I think my my roommate at the time, Tom, had this idea for a Rent parody, which was pigeons and doves, based on Seasons of Love, just about how he had been lied to all his life that pigeons and doves were different things, and in fact they're the same species. And he never did it, and so I asked him if I could steal that opening line of the pigeons and doves thing and he was like, yeah, go for it.
With life that always holds true, one descent, but if you only knew how clear.
I like the arpeggios.
Gulls and geese have had their roots revealed more than birds. The fossils have the clues to make it real.
There's some crunchy chords in there for sure. What's going on here? So we're in F sharp and F sharp. I think that's the original key, because the original key, they like Extreme always tuned their guitars down a half a step, so their E's would be F's, or no, their E's would be E flats or whatever. So I think this is the original key, but there's definitely like, I didn't actually know jazz theory here, but I was still like messing around with just putting in weird things, and I arranged this one by piano roll on the computer, so I was like drawing in the notes. And I knew I wanted to have 7 parts all the time. So sometimes I would get to the end of a chord. I would get to a chord and be like, well, there's still a note left. I'm just gonna put like some weird spicy chord in there. So it's something. Moves to make. See, that's weird. It's like a. It's this kind of walk up. Which there's a diminished chord there, but make that's a strange and dissonant, but it kind of works. Make it real.
The clues to make it real. By the
I've found that if you're tuned well enough, almost any combination of notes sounds okay. It's like when you're out of tune that it starts to sound weird. But if you're like pretty exactly tuned, and there was quite a bit of digital tuning on this to like make some of these chords work, because there was some of them were like, that sounded good in my piano roll, but I can't nail it, so I like fiddled with it until it sounded right.
Jurassic, they had warm bodies and hollow airy bones.
So I can't remember how people know that dinosaurs were warm-blooded, whether that came first as a discovery, or whether it was in, like, I could imagine that it might be based on like the biomechanics of how much energy you would need to be a certain weight and a certain type of predator or whatever. It might be based on like the body type they have, how that body type radiates or absorbs heat, because that'll make a difference. Like if you're like an elephant has to spend a lot, like one of the reasons an elephant has giant ears is that it has to spend a lot of its effort getting rid of heat, because internally an elephant would cook if it didn't have a good way to release its heat, because it's like, at the bigger you get, there's this thing called the square cube law, where there's only, as you go up by some order of magnitude in size, there's only the square of the amount of surface area, but the cube of the amount of volume, so you don't radiate as much heat. So there's a limit to how big a warm-blooded thing can be, and that's one of the reasons why whales can be warm-blooded and be larger than all terrestrial mammals, because in the ocean you can get rid of heat a lot more effectively. But I'm not sure whether it was that we discovered that dinosaurs were related to birds and then inferred that they were warm-blooded based on birds being warm-blooded, or whether it was more biomechanical. That could go either way. Airy bones, though, hollow airy bones, that's a thing. That is a true thing. In some dinosaurs, I don't think it's all dinosaurs, but like the close theropod dinosaurs, that was their adaptation for like ease of running on two legs, not for flying particularly.
If raptors grew wings and flew more than birds, the stars.
Yeah, so that's good. I'm doing that thing again with the 9 chord, like the stacked fifths. And birds, the stones reveal. And then that's I think that's the chord I'm doing. So that's a A flat 7 9 it's basically an A flat 9 A flat minor 9 chord, but it's like the way you voice it with those two right next to each other. It's real crunchy. I like it. That's a real standard 2-5-1. Right. Yeah. Anyways.
Archaeopteryx is real.
Archaeopteryx, if you aren't aware, you're probably aware, but Archaeopteryx was the first winged dinosaur type or bird type lizard we found way back in the day. But it was kind of too far along. Like it was more like an early bird than like a late dinosaur, and people weren't convinced of the link or like what the link was to Archaeopteryx. Like Archaeopteryx is like a proper bird, although it still has like a long lizardy tail.
What would you say if I told you birds convey?
That's another spicy one. What's going on there?
Told you birds convey.
Like the bass is doing. Yeah, I'd have to analyze that, because I don't know what I'm doing there. There's a lot of chromatic changing going on there, and I think I was just like, I don't know what those chords are. I never bothered to figure out. I just messed with all the voices until they like led where I wanted them to go. This is the thing that you can do a lot. Jacob Collier points this out a lot, that like in a like a transitional sequence like that, a lot of the time you can get away with like super dissonant sounding things, as long as each one of the voices within the arrangement is like leading to where you want to land. It like, if it like starts in a sensible place and then it can like go in all sorts of crazy directions, as long as like all the voices kind of have a melodic through line. It's called voice leading. And as long as they land in a good place where it like makes sense, then in retrospect, your brain would kind of go like, okay, that works then. And I think that's definitely what's going on here.
If I told you birds convey more than eggs and tasty stew.
I apologize to the vegans and vegetarians, but birds are in fact tasty.
They're a strain of dino.
Yeah, these sections are really they're really inspired by the Naturally 7 rendition, especially because the originals. It's all chords pretty much, but the way that Naturally 7 arranged their thing was very similar to this with like it's kind of an arpeggiated, like on the piano it would be like, right, which kind of makes sense as a piano line, but you split it up within all the voices, so like each individual one is just like doing a couple notes and they're like do 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 do, right? And it gives this like cascading falling over each other effect. I like that chord.
How could life give rise to cockatoos from such a monstrous clan?
That's a weird sequence. Because like the original word is just do do do, right? Cockatoos from such a monstrous clan. So it's A flat to C flat to D flat to E flat. But I'm going cockatoos, something like that, which is shifting chromatically to A, and then to a D major seventh, walk up to like an A7. And then like a backdoor resolution from an E up back to the F sharp 7, which is I'm messing up all the sharps versus flats things, but yeah, weird. It's cool.
Such a monstrous clan. Selection, precious substitutes. Their jumps far glides to powered flight it tends.
Yeah, they're not sure how like whether the transition. There's a bunch of different possibilities for how the transition happened from like theropod dinosaurs, because like theropod dinosaurs developed feathers before there was anything like flight. The feathers came first. Like even like T-Rex had little like feathery things on its head. And what happened was Richard. So after I did this video, I did a podcast with Richard Prum, who's a ornithologist, and he explained to me that basically what birds or what dinosaurs invented to make feathers, they invented a tube. Birds invented the tube, or dinosaurs invented the tube, meaning that your hairs are like a solid object that it like extrudes from your skin, like I don't know, pushing plasticine out of a hydraulic press or whatever. But a feather starts out hollow. It's like a hollow hair, and then because it's hollow, that like it can actually separate around itself. So it grows in like a hollow bit, and then it kind of separates out like this and expands out into the feather, right? And so that's how you can get a complicated feather growing out of a very simple cell, right? And so that's pretty cool. That was a thing that dinosaurs invented. And it could have, like, the complicated structure of the feathers, it's very possible that it arose for like sexual selection reasons. Like that it wasn't like people for a long time were like, oh, maybe it was to gain, to stay warm or stay cool or to, like ward off predators or whatever. But like one of the big things that birds do nowadays is that they use their feathers as structural coloring and signaling and to make fancy gestures to each other and whatever. It's fun to imagine that maybe Tyrannosaurus could have been one of those tropical birds with all the crazy colors, like signaling to its mates. Because as soon as you get the capacity to create beauty, there's something that seems to attract like sexual, like organisms with any sort of brain will sort of fall down this rabbit hole of like this cycling of like there's a little bit of beauty and that gets picked up by the other members of the species as like a little bit intriguing and interesting. And once a little pattern starts for beauty, it's self-sustaining, because sexual selection can go in these kind of snowballing effects. The more your females say like something, the more advantageous it is for males to do more of it, which means the more advantageous it is for females to like the males that do more of it, because their offspring will be males that do more of it that other females will like. And it's like a positive feedback loop. So maybe feathers are mostly a result of sex, and then they happened, and sexual signaling, and then happened to be used as flight things later, because evolution is the great recycler. I don't know. It's cool to think about.
Adapting to old T-Rex's feathers and wishbone.
That's a weird chord, but I'm not gonna analyze it. I don't think. Yeah, T-Rex had a wishbone, which is it's like, I think it's this clavicle here. In us it's two separate bones, but in birds and old dinosaurs, it got fused into this one bone in the front that adds a lot of support to I don't know. Like in birds, it supports their powerful wings and stuff, but I'm not sure if anyone knows what it was doing in T-Rexes. Maybe it's also helpful in standing upright.
More than birds, by oviraptors breeding can be shown. 'Cause like birds, they laid their eggs sequentially and sat on
I like that chord.
them to grow.
I like that the chord at the end. Something like that. I like that it's like the bass is a 5, like it's like that kind of thing. But it doesn't actually have that bass in it. I think it's just there. That's cool. You have to really suspended feel. Oviraptor, it was like the name Oviraptor means literally egg stealer, and the reason why Oviraptor means egg stealer is that for a long like people discovered back in the day, the first Oviraptor was discovered next to a bunch of eggs, and it was thought that this Oviraptor had stolen the eggs from was an egg consumer, an egg thief, and this was like some other creature's nest, and the Oviraptor was like in the process of stealing the eggs or whatever, and got, I don't know, taken out by whatever it is that takes out fossil dinosaurs and froze there, and that's how they found it. So they called it Oviraptor, egg stealer. Later on, people found more Oviraptors next to identical nests and realized, no, it's like the Oviraptor, that was its nest. It wasn't stealing the eggs at all. Those were its eggs. But the interesting thing about Oviraptors is that they laid their eggs 2 at a time. So in all of their nests, their eggs come in groups of 2. So modern birds mostly lay their eggs 1 at a time. Like think of a chicken that sort of has like an egg clock. Like every day it lays an egg. But most lizards, like you've probably seen this in like frog spawning and fish spawning and stuff, and all the way up to lizards, like the way that if you've seen documentaries on sea turtles laying all their eggs in a nest, they do it all at once. They like build them up and then they go and all these eggs come out at once in one big laying. And so there was this clock mechanism that developed in dinosaurs and birds, and the Oviraptor is actually, like, seen from that point of view, it's a really cool and really indicative transitional fossil, because you start out with many at a time, and then by Oviraptor you get it down to 2 at a time. So it would lay these pairs of eggs, and then another pair, and then another pair, and then they would guard them and sit on them. Like they found Oviraptors that were like sitting on and guarding their nests. And I think it was the males who sat on the nests. Although it's always hard to figure out which one, because bones don't accurately tell the sex of things. You sort of have to make inferences about statistical patterns in animals of size and stuff, whether or not what you're looking at is the male of the species or the female of the species. But I think that it looks like it was the males who did the sitting on the nests. So that was cool.
If you died while stuck in goo.
That line always gets a laugh when I sing it live.
More than birds in amber sealed, dino plumage is revealed.
Yeah, there were some recently before this was when the first amber feather specimens were discovered that were like from raptors. from like theropod dinosaurs. Recently, there was one that looked like, I don't know. I was talking to John about this because the news story was like world's smallest bird found, or like prehistoric bird or bird dinosaur transition found, and it was like they found a whole head of a little dinosaur bird in amber, but it seems like possibly that discovery was overblown. But yeah, if you go look up like dinosaur feathers in amber on Google, there's some pretty sweet pictures. Like you can like the first evidence that we found of feathers in dinosaurs was like imprints in the rock, but in amber you can see like the filament structure and like the little and branches off of branches that were in old dinosaur feathers. It's pretty sweet.
What would you say if our rooks and birds are afraid?
That's a really cool riff, but I think I took that from Naturally 7. They had lice. Nice.
Ancient kings made new, 'cause they're avian dinos.
So one of the other things that happened when dinosaurs became probably the reason why birds survived was that everything big died in that extinction, and so these little tiny theropods that were already kind of in the process of transforming, just like all the little mammals survived, all the little birds survived. And it's something to do with just like the amount of, I don't know, the amount of effort it takes to stay alive as you grow. You know, you need more. You're at the top of the food chain. You need a larger ecosystem under you to support you. You know, these tiers of like every level down, there needs to be 10 times as many animals for them to consume, for you to consume. So top tier predators don't do well in like major extinctions, because 50% wiped out at the lower levels is, well, I guess no, 50% wiped out at the lower levels is still okay. Just 50% at the higher levels, but yeah, I need to do more research into that, actually. I'm not sure why it was the little ones that all survived. But in any case, the little ones survived. They also grew to be very neotenous. So if you look at birds today, they look like baby reptiles. And actually, you can do experiments in chickens where you turn off the basically you turn off the inhibition for continuing to develop along the usual reptile plan, and you'll see your chickens like get a much like more protruding kind of crocodilian like snout, and they'll actually develop teeth in utero or in ovo, or whatever you want to call it, because the whole plan for fully developing into like a reptile like thing is still there. It's just being suppressed. So they're staying at this like neotenous, or like they're staying in kind of a juvenile form. It's the same thing you see happening in axolotls, I think, and like a lot of things. In fact, human beings are an example of neoteny. Like if you compare a human adult to like a chimp baby, we actually look a lot more similar to chimp babies than we do to chimp adults or like orangutan adults. Like adult apes look like they're like 500 years old if they were going to be humans. Yeah, and it's weird. Like it's often sexual selection as well that pushes you towards that, or like artificial selection. So like if like we have bred dogs for neoteny. Yes, Jan and Mamgusian are pointing this out. We've bred them for neoteny as a side effect of breeding them for like docility and wanting to follow us around and whatever, because little puppies follow their mamas around, and if you want to breed dogs that follow you around, you want to keep them puppy-like forever. So we end up with all these traits like the floppy ears and the short snouts and whatever that are puppy-like. It also makes them look cuter because we sort of have a universal, animals sort of have a universal cuteness detector for other animals that signifies that baby is early on the developmental program, because we all have the same developmental program early on. But yeah, like humans are pretty neotenous too, and in humans it was probably, well, like one of the things is that babies relative to their body size have a larger head. So if you're trying to fit a larger cranium into a small, like onto a being, you want to have a larger head, so for a larger brain, one of the best ways to do it is kind of to arrest that development where the jaw grows and the head stays the same size, kind of thing. So you just pull that back, and now we have kind of baby heads. The other thing is that like sexual selection can be a big thing for humans, for example. There's been a lot of research on like the preference for faces, particularly female faces, that we seem to prefer. Men seem to prefer female faces that look like children's faces, and I don't know what to make of that. But it's probably something to do with a correlation that it had at one point with something important. But again, with sexual selection, you can just get these feedback loops where if you prefer a young face, then your children will do better if they have young faces, which means other people's children will do better if they prefer even younger faces, and it just goes on, etc. So who knows? It's weird. But yeah, it seems like the ideal woman to the average man is like a child's face on an adult woman's body. So make of that what you will.
More than birds.
That's a nice chord. This is why did I pause it there? That's such a good ending. This one chord, the woo woo, this whole section, it makes, this is the moment in the song. Sometimes there's a moment in a song that I'll just listen to the song for over and over because it just like makes my ears ring in a perfect way. This is gonna be that moment.
More than birds.
That one chord. Cock-a-doodle-doo. What's that ending chord? Not bad. It's like a, yeah. It's just another major add 9. So yeah, there we go. There's More Than Birds. Should we look at the outro? Let's look at the outro.
Hey musical scientists, this video was sponsored by Science Odyssey 2017.
Science Odyssey. They're like the Canadian government decided that they wanted to sponsor a video of mine. That's cool. Yeah.
From May 12th to May 21st, Science Odyssey is hosting hundreds of science and technology events all across Canada. Find out what's happening.
I don't think they actually, like, I don't think many people came out to that. I think it was like an experiment they were trying, and they were like pushing a whole bunch of support, like sort of new media awareness of it. But I honestly don't think I was a very good, I was a very good bang for their buck, especially because like YouTubers are such an international audience. Like the amount of Canadians that I reach who would actually bother to go out to a Science Odyssey event in Canada specifically, like you'd do better if you're gonna do YouTube targeting. You should target like Canadian YouTubers who have like a Canadian aesthetic and Canadian presence and stuff. I'm just a guy who happens to live in Canada.
Happening in your hometown by going to sciod.ca or following the links in the description. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. If you really liked this
you can hear the whoosh and the p that are coming in again.
Video, you can support me on Patreon.
Oh, and I had
like
started this
also,
podcast.
don't miss out on the next episode of Science Life. I talked to Yale ornithology professor Richard Prum.
Yeah, that's Richard Prum. Richard Prum is really cool guy. He's just like, he's one of these people like when you meet someone who's, it's obvious that they're doing exactly the thing that they're supposed to do in life. Richard Prum is that person. He's just so into birds. It's insane. Like he can talk and it's like for good reason. Like he knows all these crazy fascinating things about birds. The last book that he put out, I think was like going off of birds and into like beauty generally. Like how does beauty come to be? Because beauty is a thing that like requires a mind to observe it. And beauty is something that we see a lot in nature, in birds, in like those fish patterns. And there's something sort of universal about it too, because our minds can recognize bird beauty, and our minds can also recognize like fish beauty, right? And so there's like something going there, like an emergent complexity that's appealing to minds generally and can evolve separately, and it's like a shelling point. So I don't know, it's really cool. You should check out his book, because he's a I think there's been not enough appreciation for the effect that mind has on evolution. We think of evolution as a mindless process, but that's only actually true until you develop a mind that's a mind within the animal that's doing the selecting, right? And as soon as you reach that point, then you go off the rails in all sorts of ways. So it's cool.
About bird sex, dinosaurs, the origin of beauty, and tons
there you
more.
go.
My name is Tim Blay, and you're watching Acapella Science.
Acapella Science.
Mechanical bird. All right. There's that. So thanks for coming along in that journey, that particular thing. Let's go back here. Can we get our thing back? Hey, get out of the way. Any questions? What's your favorite time signature? I really like 7/4. I like 7/4 a whole lot. I answered a whole bunch of questions you never knew you had. Sweet. That is good. I'm glad of that. Okay, we're gonna put on some weird 80s music, and we're gonna go into the Discord and do the daily discussion. I think that's what's gonna happen. Yeah. Yeah. What do we do? Ooh. Is that spooky enough for you? It's pretty much the chord pattern from Turn It On by Genesis. Okay, gonna go to the Discord today. How are we gonna do that? Gotta go over here to the Infinite Hall of Mirrors, and then there. Let's see what we can do. We got a daily discussion for you. Hi Hannah, what's happening? We're doing the daily discussion. Oh, we're gonna say what new things exist, what new discoveries there have been that we might have missed in the Discord. Oh yeah. Oh, this is working from home. This is the wrong thing. I went too far. I wondered why all of a sudden there were things about working in the grocery store. Where do I go? There it is. Daily discussion. I wish there was a way to go back to a particular thing and be sure about it. Anyways, mine is one about dinosaurs. So I was talking earlier about how Spinosaurus was aquatic. We were always kind of suggesting, like, this has been apparent for a couple of years that it was probably aquatic because of like dental, the fact that its teeth seem to be optimized for grabbing onto fish. But like back in the day, people had like one Spinosaurus skeleton, and it got lost in World War II, and we never had another one. And there was a whole bunch that we couldn't do with modern techniques, so it was a little oh, go to the pins and hit jump. That's a good idea. Okay. I don't know if we ever pinned this one. I don't know, maybe Prox or somebody pinned it. Let's see if somebody pinned it. Hey, we did. Okay, so from now on I can just do this and go jump, and it'll jump to it. Sweet. Alright, thank you, Zach, for pinning that. So Spinosaurus, we didn't know much about it. Like a couple years ago we found that, like, for a long time we thought it was like a tyrannosaur that had big powerful legs and ran and whatever. A couple years ago they found that it had weak little legs, and people were like, well, maybe it was aquatic or something, because it seems like it doesn't have very good legs. And then just recently, like, I don't know, the news is coming out about it like a couple days ago and yesterday, it finally found a fossil of its tail, and it has this huge paddle-like tail, like a crocodile. So it turns out the Spinosaurus swam through the lakes and rivers, and it was like a huge crocodilian thing, which is crazy, because forever we thought it was one of these like walking land predators. So that's why I wanted to see what you guys are coming up with. What's new? Luke Sell says currently astronomers are looking at Comet Atlas. Oh yeah, and being depressed since it's fragmenting. Oh yeah, I saw those pictures. I mean, I guess it's sad that if you have a, I don't know, if you have a stake in comets staying whole, it would be cool if your comet stayed whole. But on the other hand, it's pretty darn cool to be able to see a comet fragmenting in real time. Alice doesn't follow too much science news, but hopefully this isn't too self-advertising. In my local circle, they're making microbots. A few layers of atoms thick and several microns long and wide that are taking over the world. That's either good or terrifying, Alice. I take it that you enjoy it, given the smiley face. I hope that we, I don't know anything about I know about nanobots down at like the molecular level, but what can these microbots do? My mind immediately goes to all the things you could do with a thing that's too small to see that would be illegal or unethical, because, you know, I'm that kind of person. I'm sure they're doing a lot of cool stuff in medicine and whatnot. Also this was a bit ago, we found an Earth-sized exoplanet in the habitable zone. Nice. Oh, another one. Rescued. Habitable zone Earth-sized planet rescued from false positive status. Oof. Got so close to discounting it. Radius about 6% larger than Earth's. Nice. Let's hold on. Let's go and wait. Oh, can we do that? Oh, I think we want to do that. We might have lost the chat. That's okay. We report the discovery of an Earth-sized planet in the habitable zone of a low-mass star called Kepler 1649. 1.06 times the size of Earth, and transits dwarf star every 19.5 days. Okay, so it's around a little dwarf. It receives 74% of the incident flux of Earth, giving an equilibrium temperature of 234 plus or minus 20 Kelvin. 234 is pretty cold, my guy. But I mean, isn't that like minus 40 Celsius? I mean, it probably still gives it habitable regions, and if you've got an atmosphere, it could be cool. Basically, it's firmly inside the circumstellar habitable zone. Also, it hosts previously known inner planets that orbit every 8.7 days. Discovery highlights the value of human inspection of planet candidates, even as automated candidates improve. Originally classified as a false positive. Sweet. Man, wouldn't it be crazy if, like, it turns out that most habitable planets are actually are like around dwarf stars, and that we're an anomaly? That'd be really interesting. sweet. Thanks for that, Luke. Noel says bacteriophage therapy might be used to fight bacteria as antibiotics become less effective. So we need to figure out better culturing methods so we don't accidentally use the newly discovered bacteriophages that contain CRISPR machinery. There are bacteriophages with CRISPR machinery? That's awesome. I did not know that. Bacteriophages are so good at like stealing genetic material from bacteria and using it for themselves. Like there's a bacterium that lives in it's called Wolbachia. Like bacteria are also insane. The Wolbachia bacteria just has like a ridiculous amount of crazy like I don't know metal adaptations. Like metal like the not metal like the elements. One of them is that there's some Wolbachia that live in a spider and they have the gene to produce the venom that the spider produces because a phage or like a virus stole it from the spider and then infected the bacterium. The bacteria took it and incorporated it into its genome. There's all this crazy stuff about like especially with bacteria and viruses, like swapping genes all over the place. It really makes evolution look less like a nice tree and more like a crazy web with branches coming in from all over the place and interacting with, you know, like you can get a gene out of a spider and put it in a human. Like possibly that's happened. We mammals have a gene that's instrumental in allowing us to give birth to live young that came from a retrovirus. Yeah, but my impression is that bacteriophage therapy right now really struggles from delivery, like delivery problems because your immune system is just really effective at killing anything that isn't self. You've got to figure out a way to have it hide from your immune system. Yeah, CRISPR and COVID making news every day. Yeah. They discovered water ice on Mercury. On Mercury? Where? Like at the poles? And suspect an underground ocean on Pluto. 2 more places to look for traces of life. Whoa. Okay, an underground ocean on Pluto. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Because, like, our planet is room temperature on the surface and cold and super cold. Oh, actually, Mercury is tidally locked, isn't it? Which means that it has one face that's always facing away from the sun. So that probably gives it a really cold, like, other face, I suppose. Especially since I don't think it has an atmosphere, much of an atmosphere. So I guess that makes sense. That's cool. I've always wondered what a life form who uses gold instead of iron for their electron transport chain would act, since electron transfer would probably be more efficient. Huh! Interesting. I would guess that it's hard for a life to evolve using gold, though. Not true? Okay, am I lying about it being tidally locked? I thought it was tidally locked, but I could be very mistaken. Someone confirm whether Bornak is talking about that or something else. I am not all-powerful. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. Yeah, I mean, gold is really hard to find. So I don't know how easily an organism could evolve with it as like an elemental part of its process. Recent scientific discovery I heard about was LIGO Virgo detection of. Yeah, Alex, I think you told us about this a few streams ago. LIGO Virgo detection of a merger of 2 black holes with very unequal masses, one with 30 and one with 8. Yeah, which for some reason induce higher harmonics into the waveform. Yeah, because it's just it's a less symmetric situation. So it's not like a nice sine wave. It's got all these weird, like the wave signature of the gravitational waves has all these weird, like small, like strong and then weak and strong and then weak. You know, it'd be like a double hump type thing. Mercury day length 58 days. What's the what's the orbital period? It's like 89 days. Okay, so it's not tidally locked then. Okay. It's tidally locked in a 3-1 spin orbit resonance. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So it's but that would mean that it has like it has really long nights. It has nights of 58 days, but that still doesn't mean that there's any particular side that's always cold, the way that the moon has one side that's always facing away from us. Okay, that makes sense. Thanks for clearing that up, both of you. Gumbledolf, 3 weeks ago, winds on brown dwarfs 650 meters per second were reported for the first time. They'd only been predicted before then. Also, oh, cool. Yeah, I guess brown dwarfs should have winds, right? They're like big giant Jupiters. Also, 2I/Borisov, first known interstellar comet. Comet may have fragmented. Is that the same comet that we're talking about before? No, this is a different comet. This is the first known interstellar comet. Is it though? Is it an interstellar comet? Or is it a visitor from another galaxy sent to see the Earth and then leave? The Hubble tension and anisotropic nature of X-rays from galaxy clusters is incredibly interesting. Yeah, the Hubble tension's been it's been refusing to go away. It's this different. There's a couple different methods of measuring what the Hubble constant is, which is how fast the universe is expanding, and it seems like the methods, like the cosmology methods. What are the different methods? There's ones using supernovas. There's ones using the cosmic microwave background. I think it's those two. There might be one with like sort of like closer galaxies. I don't know, but anyways, we've been finding that there's this like something like a 3 sigma difference between these two ways of measuring, which means that our model is wrong somewhere in one, like either like a whole bunch of scientists messed up in one of these two fields. Okay, it's type 1a supernovae. So type 1a supernovas are these really predictable supernovas where there's a star orbiting a neutron star, and the neutron star is slowly sucking in matter from the star, and then at some point it reaches the limit where it collapses into a black hole and explodes. And because it's always that same limit, they're very predictable in their explosion and their signature, so you can use them to get like a really good sense of like you use them and you know exactly how far away that galaxy is by like how redshifted the spectrum is. And then versus galaxy clustering at higher redshift. Galaxy clustering. Wow, I'm not sure how the galaxy clustering technique works. Can you expand on that? Probably nothing, because I'm not familiar with that technique. Oh, I probably should be. I haven't taken many cosmology classes in my life. And the anisotropic nature of X-rays from galaxy clusters. So this is the idea that maybe the universe has a direction to it. Like there's a directionality to. The problem with trying to figure out whether there's a directionality to the universe is that there's definitely a directionality to a bunch of more local things, like we're going in a certain direction around the sun's going a certain direction around the galaxy, and the galaxy's going a certain direction, like compared to all of the other galaxies. And so trying to sort out what's an anisotropy. An anisotropy means that there's a preferred direction. Like if you look in one direction, something's different than looking in another direction. But the problem with trying to determine that is that you always have to be sure that it's not one of those 3 things that's messing it up. Like with the Earth's yearly, daily or yearly going around things, it's pretty easy to do because you just see if this signal is periodic over a year. But for things like the galaxy rotation and if you see someone talking about a directionality to the universe, but it happens to be either in the direction of like the center of the galaxy or the direction that we're moving or the direction the galaxy's moving, you should put a really high skepticism on that, because it's likely that if we just forgot to properly take into account some effect by those. But I don't know, I have to look more into this one, whether that's the case in this one, because people seem to be taking it seriously. Alice says this might be interesting for the group. From APS Physics, a new squeezing device, along with other planned improvements to the LIGO and Virgo detectors, is expected to lead to an 8-fold increase in detection rate of black hole and neutron star mergers. Nice. Yeah. You increase the detection rate by increasing, like, the distance away that something could be where you can still detect it. So, because the volume, like, with that increase in detection rate is probably something like a 2-fold increase in the amount of distance you can see, because air volume goes as distance cubed. But distance also, like, goes as signal goes down by r squared, so probably something like a 4-fold increase in sensitivity, maybe a bit less, because you're also going to start detecting smaller ones that you didn't detect before that are closer. Does that make any sense? I feel like I was working out something in my own brain there that maybe no one else cared about. Sweet! This may be of interest. Black hole gravitational wave events suggest that black holes may be largely primordial in origin. Why would that be the case? Probably magnets. Like, what's the signature of a primordial black hole? Is it just that there's so many of them? Like, there's a bunch of these weird sized, like, you know, like 80 solar mass black holes that don't seem to have a particularly good origin because they're like too large to be stellar black holes and too small to be galactic black holes. Is that what's going on? So, like, we need an origin for them. Lower down in the chat, spin orientation. Huh, okay, let me see if you got more to say about that lower down. There's a new exoplanet king, Kepler 88. What's an exoplanet king? Oh, like a largest thing in the solar system? Twice the mass of Saturn. No, that's Jupiter. What's an exoplanet king? Let's go look at that. Newly discovered exoplanet dethrones former king of Kepler 88. Okay. Do other planetary systems have gravitational gods like Jupiter? Hawaii. Oh, this is why you know about it, Catherine. Let's see. Oh, we got a little thing. Some planets. V large planet. Kepler 88d has 3 times the mass of Kepler 88c, making it newly found planet, the most massive one known in the system. Cool. Good stuff. Essentially, the angular momentum of the black holes are not what you'd expect if they were formed from stellar collapse. Yeah, I'm gonna have to read that article because that's too technical for me to understand it right away. What would cause that to be the case? Emma, I found something negative about a bird going extinct. Then the positive is my uni apparently discovered the viral entryway for COVID-19. Whoa, sweet. What do you mean by the viral entryway? Like, because I know it attaches to the ACE2 receptor. Is that different from the viral entryway? You might need more. Someone who's more into biology, tell me what that actually means. The article's a bit short. Entry for coronavirus. We're gonna be looking at a bunch of articles. This is what I do all day. Let's go and look at articles. Found nasal cells that could form an entry for the coronavirus. Okay, they use goblet and so not on the cellular level, but on like which cells are the ones that first get infected. Okay. Goblet and cilia cells in the nose and epithelial. And organs such as the eyes, lungs, and intestines. Okay. First time these specific nasal cells are linked to the virus causing COVID-19. Cool. Okay, that's really useful. If you know what to target with like an anaphylactic, like for example, if something only enters through the nose, then you can, I don't know, you want to target it with like a nasal spray or something. From APS again, new predictions challenge the assumption that metals abruptly turn non-magnetic near absolute zero. Oh. Why was it thought that they turned non-magnetic near absolute zero? I don't remember. This was a fun one. Your scale is not malfunctioning. Beads in a cylinder can weigh either more or less than their actual weight. Hold on a second. Particles packed inside a cylinder can experience a downward force from the walls, resulting in an apparent weight increase. Aha. So this would be if your cylinder doesn't have a bottom to it. Because if your cylinder has a bottom to it, then presumably that weight will be, those tensions will be balanced out by the fact that the walls are connected to the bottom. Well, that's interesting. When you put particles in a column or a grain in a silo, yeah, they weigh how much they weigh, except when they weigh less or when they weigh more. Sweet. Sean Ailes says, seems like it's basing that assumption on intrinsic magnetic moments being the result of circulation of electrical charges. Yeah, I thought intrinsic magnetic moments were mostly related to the spin magnetic moment of individual electrons. Am I wrong about that? Thank you all for, okay, this has been really cool. Thanks all for, we're going to continue this discussion in the Discord. Keep posting cool things, and also, like, if you have any more relevant information to any of the stuff that we've been uncertain about in the past couple of minutes, let us know, please, because that would be real nice of you. We would appreciate it muchly. Oh, what happened? I lost that other chat, didn't I? How did I do that? Oh, it's still on. Can I fix it? I think I can fix it. I'm really bad at this, guys. There we go. That should be fixed, I think. No, now it's just on the wrong part of it. Oh well. You're gonna have no you for a while. It's just gonna be this. You got this weird thing going on. Twitch gets to be the only stream. If you want yourself to appear on the stream, you gotta go on Twitch and comment instead. I still see you guys though. Let's do some singing about science to end this off, and then we're gonna do another production stream over on Twitch. We're getting real close to finishing up the recording on this one. It's sounding pretty good. So we're gonna try to do that there, and then who knows where we're gonna go from there. Maybe we'll start mixing, we'll start putting on effects. We already tried doing some like reverb stuff yesterday, made it sound good. So I will see you guys over there. Let's sing about science. We're gonna 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 gonna sing about science. Yeah, we're gonna sing about science. We're gonna sing about science. Yeah, we're gonna sing about science. Yeah, yeah. We're gonna sing about science. Come on, what are we gonna sing about? Edward Jasek says how mass is energy. Let's sing about that now on the stream. We know that photons carry momentum if they're bouncing back and forth inside a box and you move it. There will be more photons bouncing off of the box when you move it in this way on this wall than the other wall, 'cause it's moving away. They don't bounce off as much, and that means that if you try to move a box containing a lot of bouncing photons, even if the walls are mirrored and massless, you would get it wrong if you imagine that the whole system had no mass, 'cause it turns out it does. What that means is if you give it a push of a force, it will resist ya, 'cause of all those extra photons bouncing off of the wall that's in the other direction of the push. And that's all that mass is, yeah, ish. It is when you have something that resists you when you push it home. So yeah, that's what all mass is at the end of the day. It's just a version of trapped energy. Anytime you have energy that's stuck in one place, that's how it works. So for example, inside a proton, most of the mass doesn't come from the particles like quarks and stuff. Instead, it comes from a mess of gluons, fields trapped together, all contained and confined inside of it. They can't get out. So there's energy to push back on you when you push it forth, and that gives it a mass. What a blast! Even the masses of the standard particles of physics, like electrons that do have a mass, they get them from the Higgs, which is a kind of confinement in another kind of space, going round a circle in a Mexican half potential. Oh no. Then the question might be, why do we gravitate to this energy? Mass equivalency between inertial mass and gravitational, but it turns out gravity is more interesting than that. A photon has gravity too. Gravity doesn't care about you if you're trapped or not. It just likes you with energy. It pulls on you equally, whether it's mass or a pressure or even a shear stress. A tensor is tensor, you got to do better if you want to explain all the gravitational fields. You gotta use the whole thing. Gonna sing about science. We're gonna sing about science, how it works. Yeah, we're gonna sing about science. Oh yeah, we're gonna sing about science. Oh yeah, we're gonna sing about Deinonychus dinosaurs are pretty cool and pretty freaky. You thought the cool one was velociraptors? Yeah, no, not really. Velociraptor actually was about the size of a turkey. It didn't do much. Deinonychus is more like the usual velociraptors you see in Jurassic Park. But see, Velociraptor as the name is more scary, so they used it in the movie instead of Deinonychus. Oh yeah, it had a crazy hooked talon at the end of its toe. If you got in too close to it, your insides would go out of your body. Oh yeah, you don't wanna mess with us. We are Deinonychus, different kinds of theropod. They also had probably feathers, just like tyrannosaurs and I don't care whether you care, 'cause I do. Oh, you gonna sing about science. Yeah, we're gonna sing about science. Gonna sing, gonna sing, gonna sing, gonna sing, gonna sing. We're gonna sing about science. We're gonna sing, we were gonna sing, but now we're done singing about science for the time being. So type your name in the chat so I can see it, and I will shout you out. Let's see who we got. I'm gonna wait till the first ones come in to see them. Over on Twitch we got Tasmonic, NY, Test Night, El Nosab, Osislabil, Alice, Dragon the Water, Mythology Fan. Oh, who else I don't want to hold in my hand? What? Valdemar Burning, Hansen, Ann Smith, Gina Hoshi, Jeanette Larson, K. Rose Groves, Jamil Dalmat, Dan Hoffman, Sophios, Sean Ale, Sarah Elder, Valdemar Burning Hansen again, got Edward Jessic, Don Euclidean Dreamer, Peter Noddle, Jade Cutter, oh, Alice again on the other thing, A.A. Bowser, we got John White, probably nothing. Got the end of the stream today. You should go back and look at the beginning. I did like weird metal renditions of Evo Devo. It was fun. Cash out, says Casper Ghost. Casper Ghost, thanks for catching the stream on Twitch yesterday. It was nice to have you around. All y'all who are gonna stick around for the twitching. I'm itching to be twitching. So I think that's all we're gonna do. I don't know about you. Is there anyone I'm confused about missing? Did I not get your name, the Mamgoosian? Oh hey, gonna sing about science. We're gonna sing about science.
We're gonna sing about science. Oh yeah, we're gonna sing about science. Oh yeah.